Annuities are just better than bonds. That's all there is to it for income. There's no two ways around that. I hear this question, I get this question a lot when I talk about, and I'm talking about single premium income annuities, SPIAs, all right? That's where you take a certain amount of money, you turn it over to an insurance company, and the insurance company gives you a monthly check for as long as you're alive, essentially. I get this quite a lot because I do advocate SPIAs. Not everybody should have them. Many people should who don't because they think, oh, I could get the same income on a bond. You just can't. It's impossible. I'll show you why. All right, so I looked at my trusty calculator here, or my phone, F-O-N-E, and I said, what's a 30-year doing right now? The 30-year Treasury is paying 4.792. We're just going to round up and say 4.8. That means what happens is I put $100,000 in a 30-year Treasury and I get a coupon of 4.8. We're just going to say 4.8 because it's easier. All right, so I got to go over here. 4.8. Everybody with me on that? If I want to get income off that coupon, because you can't reinvest it, all right? I mean, that's how bonds work. You can't reinvest the coupon into your income into the bond. So I get $4,800 a year. I'm just going to sit on that bond for 30 years. So I'm going to cash it out. I'm going to get that money. I'm going to buy a bunch of cartons of Newport cigarettes like your old buddy Josh used to smoke when I was a fool. Not saying I'm not a fool now. But anyway, so I get $4,800 a year for 30 years. That means I get $144,000 30 years from now, or over the course of 30 years. Everybody with me on that? Pretty basic math. Instead, though, someone else says, no, I'm not doing that. I need income now. I just retired. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take $100,000. I'm going to put it into a SPIA that doesn't have a coupon, has a distribution yield of 7%. Sometimes it falls. Why doesn't it follow me over here? All right, can you all see that? All right, so I got a distribution yield of 7%. That means I get $7,000 a year. All right, 7%, $7,000 a year. It's just that simple. All right. Now, that's for 30 years. That's $210,000. So I got $210,000 of income versus $144,000 of income. So inherently, annuities pay more than bonds. It's just there's no two ways around this. There isn't any. Ooh, now I hear you, you sneaky sis. You sunk my battleship. Y'all remember that? You sunk my battleship. That means you're old like us. This will mature and you get your $100,000 back. This will not. When you die, that goes away. All right. So this will mature, you get your $100,000 back. But your $100,000 in 30 years is worth what? Well, it's worth about $45,000. So between the two income streams, the SPIA paid you $66,000 more. 210 minus 144 is $66,000. All right, so you get more money inherently on your SPIA than you do in a bond. It's just basic math. And the reason is actually simple. You're getting your principal as well as interest. Here you're just getting your interest. You're getting your principal as well as interest. That's why you're getting that $7,000 a year as opposed to $4,800 because you're getting some of your own money back. That's just a fact. All right, so we get $66,000 more here, all right? And this guy gives us $100,000 back, but $100,000 back today isn't the equivalent of $100,000 back in 30 years with a 3% inflation. That'd be worth $45,000. So we get $66,000 more in income, and you get $45,000 more residual, if you will. Which is better? Well, obviously the SPIA is better. Come on, man. The bonds cannot give you the same income because the SPIA gives you part of it, the interest, or part of the income is your own money back. Bonds don't work like that. And by the way, you can't go and try to take out $10,000 from your bond. It doesn't work like that. The bond is like one share certificate, essentially. I got $100,000 in a bond. All right, so I can't just say, send me $10,000. It doesn't work like that. Now, you might say, hey, I got a mutual fund of bonds, and that's fine. You can start taking distributions off that specific mutual fund if you want. But the same concept goes, the mutual fund issuer has the same issues to deal with, is that they own a bunch of bonds that they can't just slice and dice. It doesn't work like that. Now, what they're doing with a mutual fund is they're not taking it from the bonds they own, they're just taking it from the cash that they keep on the side. Oh, the cash they keep on the side. What does that mean? That means there's less money going into a bond. So instead of $100,000 in a bond, they only got $98,000, $95,000, because they got to keep a certain amount of cash on the side for the exact reason, for liquidity. All right, so here's our $100,000. Here's what's worth after 24 years, all right, in terms of purchasing power with a 3% inflation is worth $50,000. Here's what's worth in 30 years. It's worth $45,000 with 3% inflation. So you're getting less income today, and you're getting residual of only $45,000 30 years from now, assuming you survive that long. In the interim, I got my SPIA. I get no money back, but I'm getting $66,000 more, all right, over the course of 30 years, but I'm getting 45% more income right now. 45% more income. This isn't debatable. There's simply no argument against this. The argument again would be, here you got your money, you can return after 30 years and get your $100,000 back. Okay, $45,000 of purchasing power. In the interim, you sacrifice 45% of income. I mean, that might be something to do. I'm not saying don't, but when it comes to income, SPIA's bonds just can't keep up. There's no other way around that. On the other hand, you might say, I could die after 8 years. Well, that's why you have a period certain. You do life in 20-year period certain, life in 15-year period certain. I always like life in 20-year period certain. The reason I like life in 20-year period certain is because if I die in year 8, my heirs still get the next 12 years, all right? If I die in year 25, it stops. But if I die in year 7, my heirs get the next 13 years. If I die in year 55, I still get paid $7,000 a year. And again, that won't be worth very much 55 years from now, but I still get that money for as long as I breathe. Anyway, I get this question, comment a lot about SPIAs. You could just buy some bonds, but not for the same income. You couldn't. You just can't. I mean, so you say, how much income do I need, or how much of a bond do I have to buy to get $7,000 of income from a SPIA? Well, we can simply calculate that with our trusty calculator. It's right here in my pocket. It'll need about $145,000, give or take, a little bit more than that, to generate that $7,000. All right, so I can put $100,000 in, get $7,000 a year. You can put $145,000 in, get $7,000 a year. You can come back after 30 years and scoop up that which would be worth, 60 odd, probably 70, probably $65,000. All right, well, I have the extra $45,000 I can sit on the side and put in the VTI or something like that and get some growth. Anyway, all right, smash, smash, smash. We'll see you.